Monica, go away! Hi, I'm Rowan from Southpoint Films. Let's talk about AI, just in case you're not sick of hearing literally everyone else talk about it yet. As you might imagine, I get asked about AI quite frequently, whether it's in conversation with my team here, with clients, or fellow creatives who are equal parts fascinated and terrified by this technology. It's impossible to avoid the impact that AI technology is having on the world right now. So I thought I'd share a bit of insight into how we're using it here at Southpoint Films. At least, how we're using it at the time of recording this video. It's changing quickly. Hopefully it provides some insight for those of you who are curious about AI, as well as maybe some reassurance to those of you who are skeptical about it as well. Let's dive in. I'm going to start by talking about pre-production. For the uninitiated, that's everything from scripting to documents like call sheets and risk assessments ahead of a shoot. Basically, all of the work that takes place before any filming starts. The first place we're using AI is for our project management. As a business, we could have up to 40 different projects on the go at any one time. Usually, short projects that require one day of filming on location and a couple of days of editing after. So we have a very different workflow and set of challenges to, say, a television production company who might work on one big budget project a month, for example. A challenge we've had for a long time is preparing good documentation to assist the handover of projects to different members of the team as our projects move from pre-production to production to post-production. Given the frequency and volume of our projects, we don't always have time to write up loads of summary information by hand, especially when the information we need is all in emails anyway. That said, digging through emails isn't an efficient way of handing over important project information, so AI helps us massively now, taking all of the information from those emails, summarising it, and adding it to our project management system automatically. LLMs are really good at this sort of text manipulation, so it's proving to be a great use for AI. It dutifully and consistently writes up notes without a single complaint. The output still needs some tweaking, but it's far better than what we had before, which often was nothing. AI is also useful for script writing too, not for generating scripts from scratch, but for proofreading and checking that the wording makes sense. It can be really useful to get a second set of eyes on what we've written, and it saves us from bothering our colleagues who are often busy with their own work. That said, we're not asking AI to fact-check our work. That's still a manual process, as LLMs are very open about the fact that they can't be relied on to be factual. We're also very strict about writing scripts ourselves. I strongly believe that for us to deliver our best work, we have to understand the subject matter enough to communicate it ourselves. Getting the AI system to do the groundwork puts us at risk of not really understanding what we're working on, and that's not good for the project. Also, truthfully, we're seeing more of our clients sending us AI-generated scripts to use on their videos, and they're always pretty weak compared to what they can write themselves. If the script is written as an answer to interview questions, which is always a bad idea at the best of times, we try to ditch the script as quickly as possible. What a contributor says off script is far, far better than what ChatGPT wrote for them. While we don't use AI to generate scripts though, we do use generative AI to assist with storyboarding, especially when we're working on projects with relatively ambitious visual concepts. For example, last year we created a promotional video for our client ICE's new software service, and I wanted a phone screen to appear as a motion graphic overlay on top of the video. I used AI to generate an approximation of what I wanted that to look like so that both the client and the rest of the crew would all be able to visualize the concept. I'm terrible at illustration and would never have attempted to draw this myself, so using AI was really helpful for conveying my idea. Our whole team is now using AI this way for more complex creative projects, and it works really well. When it comes to production, we're not really using AI all that much in the process of capturing video footage. There are technologies in our cameras that fall under the broader definition of AI, like auto-tracking in our PTZs or face detection autofocus in our cameras, but these are technologies that I don't think people are really associating with AI in its current form, even though they're based on similar machine learning and computer vision technologies. More interestingly, we've recently worked on live music productions where our camera feeds have been given to AI systems for doing real-time graphic overlays that respond to the camera feed in real time. It's real-time VFX, but without needing any specialist tracking equipment, and that's really cool. We've also worked with clients that are using AI to create personalised videos at scale, using models trained on recordings that we've captured for them. This is another really interesting use case that offers something truly unique that can only be done with AI, rather than using AI to replace the work of creatives. The biggest area where we're using generative AI for production is for animation and motion graphic projects. While we're not replacing our wonderful animators with AI systems, generative AI can be useful for quickly creating assets that match other elements of the animation. We can feed an AI model a selection of images from an animation project, then ask it to create something new in the same style. And with the right prompt, it's pretty good at delivering something that only needs a few tweaks to be usable. This is really useful for our animators who are animators first and graphic designers second. I personally see this sort of AI usage as a replacement for stock graphics, which has already been commoditized thanks to the abundance of all-you-can-eat stock library platforms. Stock imagery will still have its place, but it's always been an option of last resort for us. AI sometimes gets us to where we need to be faster than the stock sites can. When it comes to post-production, we're still very much doing all of our editing work manually, which is a good thing because I feel like editing is where our talented production team shines the brightest. The edit makes or breaks a project, and I think editors have long been undervalued for the work they do. Without them, there'd be no video at all, let alone something that's actually worth watching. When it comes to getting AI to fully edit videos, I think we're a long way from giving a folder of footage to a computer and asking it to edit it all for us. The bespoke, thoughtful nature of human editors is the reason why we don't use stock templates, despite their abundance, and most of the AI systems that I've seen seem to be heavily template-based, which isn't that useful for us. Our clients want videos that are made to meet their needs, not videos that meet the needs of the template we used. I think there's potential for AI to help with the editing process more broadly though. For example, prepping projects by cataloguing and tagging footage. But right now, that's not something that's taking up time for our editors, and like with script writing, doing that prep manually builds up familiarization with the project in a way that's valuable later on. I think it's easy to get swept up by the idea of automating a task without really thinking about what the hidden value of doing that task manually was. That's not to say that we'll never use AI this way, but it's not high priority right now. Where we're using AI for post-production is in cleaning up audio to remove background noise and using speech-to-text for creating subtitles. In the case of audio cleanup, that's something we would never have been able to do without these machine learning tools.
The impact it's made to the cleaning industry and sites up and down the country.
And the speech-to-text subtitle systems have enabled us to provide subtitles for so many more videos, making this crucial accessibility tool available to so many more of our clients, without costing a fortune in time spent manually transcribing audio. The output still needs human review, but it's so much faster than typing up each word manually. These two AI use cases are game changers. In fact, there will almost certainly be more AI-assisted post-production tools that we can start using. There are already some interesting tools for upscaling low-resolution footage, for example, and while we don't need those at the moment because our cameras are incredibly good and have been for years, I can see this technology becoming embedded in the tools we use every day. Oh, and voiceovers. We've had a few clients ask us to use AI-generated voiceovers in projects, and honestly, they're nowhere near as good as a real voiceover from a professional VO artist. Not even close. Even as the voice models get better and sound more realistic, there's something about the way a human injects energy, enthusiasm, and emotion into a script that an AI system can't match. We won't even use them as a draft because it's too easy to get comfortable with them, to get locked in and attached to how they sound, that they might end up sticking around for the final edit, even if it's not that great. So they're effectively banned around here. If you're up to date with AI technology, you're probably asking yourself why we're not using this or that tool, and you're welcome to ask questions about specific tools in the comments. I'll try my best to give an answer. It might be that I don't know about it, in which case I'll be grateful for your recommendation. But the overarching answer is that we only use tools that help us get our work done faster or give us a better quality output than we can do ourselves with the tools we currently have. I think there's a misconception that pulling the lever on the AI slot machine can produce a really high quality output cheaply without any real thought or effort. And honestly, people who aren't that discerning will probably use the slot machine and get something they're happy with. But when they look a little closer or spend a bit of time looking at it, they'll see the obvious errors. On top of that, because we're creating content professionally, there's a completely different expectation around quality of output. We can't have our client's product or logo appear warped and distorted because the AI didn't quite understand all of its properties. So if we roll out an AI workflow that gets things wrong, all we're doing is setting ourselves up to do extensive VFX work to fix errors, which simply doesn't align with the sort of work we do or the budgets we work with. The margin of error needs to be zero, or at least within a tolerance that means it's trivial to fix things ourselves. In my own testing and exploration, I've found that generating high-quality AI output requires far more effort and thought than people give it credit for. If you want usable content, you've got to be very descriptive, very specific, and very formulaic with what you're asking for. It takes real skill, and it's both time-consuming and expensive rerunning a generative AI system each time you want to make a change to what it gives you. So the end result had better be worth it. To close out, I think it's worth asking if marketers should be using generative AI video in their businesses. Personally, I think it's very tempting to get swept up by the marketing and hype around the technologies that fall under the AI umbrella. And if you watched our 2026 video strategy video, you'll have heard this already. When it comes to video, I'll be honest and say that I've yet to knowingly see any AI-generated video content in the wild that's actively lifted the brand that's used it. I've seen some interesting ideas and concepts, but most of the AI content I've knowingly seen has felt more like a draft or proof of concept for what the finished result might look like once it's been made properly. I also think that the speed of AI can leave marketers open to getting too swept up in the hype of a new project or concept. By which I mean, you can come up with a wacky, creative concept, create your assets for it, and then publish it within a matter of minutes. A lot of professional social media management tools are even embedding AI systems into their posting forms to reduce that friction even further. And as a result, there's no time to think about the concept and whether it's telling the right story. And the last thing you want to publish is something that comes across as tone deaf or even offensive because it wasn't properly considered first. This isn't a risk that people have really been talking about with AI yet, but I think it's a real one. Sometimes the ability to stop, pause, and give an idea a little breathing room is really valuable. If you're not careful, AI strips that away. I also think it's worth marketers asking themselves if using AI-generated content sends the right message too. After all, the key word is artificial. If you're a real business selling real goods and services and you want real customers, how are they going to respond to fake content? Traditionally, stock footage was a telltale sign that a business might be bluffing about their capabilities. I know that if I go on a website and all of the imagery is stock, I wonder what the actual substance behind the company is. AI creates this feeling 10 times over because it can be initially convincing until you spot the signs that it's not. There's an emptiness to a lot of AI content that wouldn't fill me with confidence as a customer if I saw it on a company's website. Also, as more brands start using low-quality AI content for their marketing, being authentic and genuine is going to become a brand differentiator. I think marketers who lean on authenticity will do much better long-term than those who throw their brand under a bus with AI slop. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I'm actually really excited by some of the AI technologies I've seen, and some of the ways we're using it are incredibly helpful. I ran this script for this video through Google Gemini just to get feedback, and I'll almost certainly be using AI to help me write the title and description that accompanies this video too. Like any tool, it's finding a place for it that works for you and your business. It's like a dentist knowing when to use a dental drill instead of a sledgehammer. You need to know when each one is appropriate. Obviously, AI is a hot topic at the moment, and in the creative industry, it's very controversial. So I'd love to know how you feel about it down in the comments. Also, if you want more content like this, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can be notified when we next upload a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.